done tremendous work in the area of AIDS, HIV and AIDS. And of course, Ms. Wyatt-Morley, let me welcome you, Catherine, to the show this morning.
Thank you.
And tell you how delighted we are to have you here.
Thank you.
I think that if you look at our archives, we might be able to say that we've got about 20 videos or audios with you over the many, many years, which is to say that you've been in that spot on many, many occasions.
Exactly.
And we're also glad to say at this time that you're coming back with us after a tremendous success, because I think when we first started, you were really scratching things, you know, really working on almost nothing, doing almost nothing and doing tremendous work.
That's right.
And so let's have you, Catherine, to talk about your background, your education, and some things that are important in terms of your career, and then we'll get into the issue AIDS and the status of AIDS, and later on we'll talk about some other developments, including the grant that you received quite recently. Let's talk about it from that perspective.
Well, thank you so much, Dr. Haney, for having me back. I very much appreciate it. It is always such a privilege and a pleasure to be here to share with you and your viewing audience about the wonderful things that are going on within women. And you're right, I am founder and CEO of Women on Maintaining Education and Nutrition, but we're known in the community by our acronym WOMEN. And 2011, we celebrate 17 years of service to the community. So I'm very, very proud of that. We provide HIV testing and counseling, of course, as you are very much aware of, but we also supply things. We take time with people in the community, not only women, but teens too. We also feel that because women are the central focus of a family, then children are important as well. So where there's women, there's children. So we provide services also to women and children, as well as men. But our primary objective is the empowerment of women. So again, we've been around for a very long time, and I'm very, very happy that things are coming along really well. We provide a food pantry, a clothes closet, counseling, and again, of course, with the new funding that we have, that has broadened our scope tremendously. But we're here serving the community on an everyday basis, so I'm very, very pleased.
And looking at your own career, what would you say would be the most important thing in terms of dealing with this disease of HIV and AIDS? I mean, what can you say after 17 years of being in the field, working and dealing with it? What's with it now?
Well, you know, I appreciate that. I was diagnosed 17 years ago, so I am a person living with AIDS. And that is one of the unique things about our organization. We're not just driven by statistics or driven by words on a piece of paper. The heads of the organization are people that are living with the disease. And so we know exactly what individuals are going through. And so we're not just making up things as we go. You know, one of the things that I tell some of the people that we serve is that I am just like you. I'm just happen to be on the other side of the desk. I'm going through the same struggles, the same medication issues, the same doctor issues, all of those things that are associated with HIV. And in 2009, it was a very, very difficult time for me. I almost lost my life, succumbed to the disease. So HIV is ravishing not only the community, but, you know, HIV is something that is happening 365 days a year, 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. It's destroying the immune system, and that's what HIV does. It doesn't care who and what you are. It only cares that you are human, and that once it enters the body, it begins to take up space. And so that's what's happening within my body, and we find that to be a detriment to, you know, women as well as teens and families across the community who are either infected by this disease or affected by this disease.
Now, after 17 years, as we get ready for this first commercial break, we'll have a minute, and then we'll come back to the second segment. But after 17 years, and looking back over that whole span, how can you compare what you've been able to do, what you were able to do then, and what you're able to do now?
Yes.
And we don't want to start too much because we've got, as you know, and from previous experiences, you know I interrupt at some of the most inappropriate and inopportune times. But nevertheless, we're getting ready for our first commercial break, which will come in about 20 seconds. And then we want to start off doing that second segment to talk about your experiences over all of those years and the places that you've been and what the impact that you've had, you think that you've had, and et cetera. But sort of look at it from that perspective. Of course, we'll be back with our audience following this very, very short commercial break. Talking to Catherine